Now let us see the students. In the last time we have discussed about the instantaneous velocity, and now we have to try to understand the meaning of limit delta t tends to 0 so we can get the average velocity is nearly equal to instantaneous velocity. The instantaneous velocity or velocity of an object in two-dimensional plane is given by vector v equal to limit delta t tends to 0 of vector delta upon delta t equal to dr by dt. And as you know, this dr by dt can be read as the time rate of change of position vector. But position vector is given by vector r equal to xi plus yj, where x and y be the x and y coordinates of position vector. So vector v equal to d by dt of xi plus yj, separately dx by dt of I upon plus dy by dt of j. So this dx upon dt, that means it is distance traveled in x direction upon time taken, distance traveled in y direction upon time taken. So that distance upon time gives velocity. So this velocity is in x direction, this velocity is in y direction. That means vector v equal to vxi plus vyj. So here vx and vy are known as the components of velocity vector v along x-axis and y-axis, where vx equal to dx by dt and vy equal to dy by dt. Magnitude of this velocity can be determined by using the formula square root of vx square plus vy square, and tangent theta is equal to Vy upon Vx. This gives the direction of instantaneous velocity. But now we try to understand the meaning of instantaneous velocity. What is the definition? By limiting the value of average velocity as the time interval delta t approaches to 0 is called instantaneous velocity or velocity of the object at that time. So here, now we try to understand the meaning of limiting process, because by limiting the value of average velocity as the time interval delta t approaches to 0. So what is the meaning of this delta t tends to 0? The meaning of limiting process can be easily understood with the help of the following graphs. So here from the graph you don't have to write anything, but you try to understand this kind of the graph. Before you try to understand the graph, you try to understand the meaning of word tangent. What is tangent? Here I have drawn, this is the one circle. From center to this one is the radius. And from this point on the circle, this arrow is in a direction making an angle of 90 degrees. So this kind of arrow at such a point is said to be a tangent drawn to the circle at this position. Similarly, at another position, this kind of the arrow. So this arrow is said to be another tangent drawn at another position of a particle on the circle. This third arrow is said to be what the third tangent drawn at third position of the particle on the circle. This fourth arrow is showing the fourth tangent drawn at this fourth position of a particle on the circle. So this kind of the line which is making a 90 degree with radius of a circle is known as the tangent drawn to the circle at a given point. So tangent means a line which is perpendicular to the radius of any imaginary curved path. So try to understand here. Here there are the four figures, figure 1, 2, 3 and 4. In this four figure, I am showing the position of a particle at different times. I consider this is a curved path along which the particle is moving in xy plane. So here the particle is moving from P to P1. Here the particle is moving from P to P2. Here the particle is moving from P to P3. Here the particle is moving not from P to any other position but remain at the same, because here the delta t tends to 0. So let us see. this p be the position of a particle at any time t. Suppose I say this time t is equal to 5.0 second. Then it arrives at a point p1 at time t equal to 6.0 second. So what is the time taken by the particle to go from p to p1? From 5 to 6 seconds. That means time interval is 1 second. So I have taken this time interval delta t1 is 1.0 second. So p1 be the position at time t plus delta t1. That's why delta t1 is the time interval, or it is said to be later time at which it reaches to the position p1. Similarly, let I take this delta t2 is 0.5 second. Means p be the position at time t equal to 5.0 second and p2 be the position at time 5.5 second. So what will be the time interval? 5.5 minus 5 becoming 0.5 second. So this is another time interval. And as the time interval decreases, the p2 position seems to be closer to the p compared to that of p1. Now I take this is a third diagram, and in third diagram I am taking the time interval delta t3 is 0.2 second. Means p be the position at time 5.0 second and p3 be the position at 5.2 second. So time interval 5.2 minus 5 becoming 0.2. So this is third time interval delta t3. 0.2 second is smaller than 0.5. That's why p3 position is found to be again very closer to the initial position p. So here you can see that delta t1 is greater than delta t2 is greater than delta t3. That means delta t3 is smaller than delta t2 is smaller than delta t1. So here as the time interval reduces, this kind of final position seems to be coming closer and closer to the initial position. And when you take this delta t equal to 0, that means the particle is not moving slightly in forward direction. It probably remains at the same position. Then at that time it is said to be what? The delta t tends to 0. So here now we have to find for each time interval the corresponding displacement vector. So here the displacement vector can be obtained by joining the initial position with final position. So this is the displacement vector delta r1. Along the direction of displacement vector delta r1 average velocity. Here delta r2 is displacement vector from p to p2. And along this there is the average velocity. Then here the displacement vector is p to p3. And along that displacement vector average velocity. But here the time interval delta t tends to 0. That's why in this case displacement vector tends to 0, and in this situation this average velocity becoming nearly equal to instantaneous velocity. And you can see that this instantaneous velocity is in which direction? You may find it is probably along a tangent drawn to the curved path. It means what? As the time interval delta t tends to 0, as the time interval goes on decreasing, the value of displacement vector delta r1, r2, r3 also goes on decreasing, and each time displacement vectors remains in the direction of average velocity, or you can say average velocity in the direction of displacement vector. But when you get this delta t nearly equal to 0, at that time displacement vector is nearly equal to 0, and at that time average velocity is said to be instantaneous velocity. So this is now becoming what? Instantaneous velocity. And this instantaneous velocity is always in the direction of a tangent drawn to the curved path at a given point.